Should trans women be included in feminist conversations? How about in women's spaces?
Yes, they're women. What's
they're
the
not.
question?
Pearl,
Trans women or women?
So I want to come at this from the position of an athlete.
Oh, Jesus.
So I play semi-pro basketball, semi-pro volleyball. So when it comes to like athletic spaces, I don't think that trans women should be allowed into athletic spaces because I don't think it's a fair. I think as female athletes, we work so incredibly hard for the little opportunity there is in women's sports.
Would this be a barrier for you?
There's no barrier. There's less opportunity in some industries.
That's what a barrier is.
There's less.
It's a barrier because they're blocking the sport for the opportunity for the real women. It's not fair. It's like when that fat guy won the freaking female pageant. That's a barrier because you're cheating. That's not fair. That's a barrier because they're literally stealing the freaking championship. Bro, you're not 100% a woman. You're not even half a woman. You can't be a woman. You can't just cut up things or take drugs and then you turn into a woman. It don't work like that. Men are stronger in more ways than one when it comes to sport. A trans woman is not a woman, so they still have all the male things that make, I don't even know what they are. I know it's like better breathing, bone density, I think their hearts are stronger in some ways. Like they're very strong. And then you take a couple things, you do, a couple surgeries, and now you want to be considered a woman. But that doesn't take away the other 95% of things that are in you to make you a man that is now going to make you equally the same strength as a woman. It's not fair. You would think this is common sense because it's so incredibly straightforward. The science is there. Whatever you do, no matter what you do, the other 97% of you that is still there from the manly part is not going to be taken out. You can snip, and you can take some things to change it up and make you more of a woman in some areas, some aspects, but you're still a man. And then to go into a women's sports with all that male advantage, it is not fair. You are stealing the game.
It's not, no. It's
That's
based
what
on the market.
friction
Okay.
Hold on, guys.
Okay. So again, we work very hard for the little opportunity there is in the space because we're not as entertaining as the men. Sorry, we're just not. And so it's like, you're going to take the little opportunity that we're given. And the problem is we can't compete. We can't. Like, I'm 6 foot. If I go up against a 6 foot guy and I play basketball with him, he's going to body me.
And what happens if I go up against you?
Even if I have years.
Are you a trans woman? This is trans woman versus real women. It's not a woman against a woman. That one
Of training. And so it's like you're taking away the little opportunity that we're given and we all work so hard for, and you're just giving it back to biological guys. It's like this will be the end of women's sports.
Have you tried confidence?
Eli, hold on, Minnie.
Sorry,
Eli.
confidence can't make me bench what a guy benches. Confidence can't make me
Eli,
bench 7.
So hostile.
What did she just say? Did she just say, can you try confidence? What are you actually talking about? Confidence is gonna make me stronger than a guy? He is a full-blown man wearing boobs, talking about, I'm a woman, so let me go race against a woman. Let me go do track against a woman. Let me go do swimming, tennis against a woman. Roger Federer beat Serena. High school soccer team beat like the U.S. national women's soccer team. They be bodying the women. It's okay. We can body each other. They can body each other. But they will destroy the women typically. And Homegirl just said confidence. Have I tried confidence? I was about to say something. Goodness. Have I tried confidence? Like, instead of sense, we're in fairy tale land. We're in fairy tale land.
And confidence can't make me a specific
No, she's
field.
sharing
And I'd have to go.
No,
She's not. She's a woman who's had an
No, it's always-
experience.
it's
Hold on,
always-
one at a time.
You guys
We
are
let
so
Pearl
obsessed with
finish.
your own experiences and your own
Like-
existence, and yet when a woman is sitting here telling you, I feel as though this is unfair and this is compromising and this situation is not helping women, you guys are like, meh, meh, meh. But when you're like, I'm a black person that did this, and this, then it's valid and fair and viable.
Eli, I want to give you the chance to respond.
So this is basically a joke of a talking point. Everyone has biological advantages in sports. How tall are you?
5'11" and a half. I'm tall.
I'm 5'8". I am a trans woman. You would crush me. You would absolutely crush
bone
me.
density, wrist strength.
I mean, well, you're also hella tiny, duh. If I've learned anything about men, they work out just a little bit. It's like, my brother just told me everything about like Frieza and Vegeta the other day, and how Frieza had to train to fight Goku, that's the whole thing. But basically, like, when men train and work hard, and they really go to their full extent, really push themselves, a man can get very strong. Even a trans woman, which is still a man, if they worked hard and just went hard in the gym, they could get that. It's not like that strength is just lost. You know, I'm pretty sure drugs and whatever, or like surgeries might make you a little bit weak, but men recover really well. Like LeBron is still in the freaking NBA. It's been like 20 years. Michael was literally sick, if I remember correctly, very, very sick in one game, playing really well. So many basketball players, injuries, like men recover pretty well. This person is talking about, oh, because I'm smaller than Pearl, you know, she would body me. If you worked hard enough, you could easily probably body Pearl. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not as crazy. The biology doesn't lie. The science is there. And to bring it to his personal experience, and my thing is like, most trans women that I've ever seen don't even look like her. They still look like Caitlyn Jenner is a perfect example. He is still pretty big. And then you want to put that in sports against like freaking Serena Williams, and obviously everyone wants to win. If Caitlyn, I don't even know what kind of sport he used to do. If he was some kind of track star in previous times or whatever at his height, you expect him to lose to freaking Allison Felix, or do you expect him to completely outrun her? It's just different strength levels. Like, just because you're weak doesn't mean there isn't other trans women who aren't strong enough to completely decimate Pearl. Like, what is this whole, like, you keep bringing it back to yourself, like, clearly I couldn't do that. Yeah, of course you can. You look tiny.
Yeah.
Muscle density, you can't switch those.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. You would crush me.
But also, Eli, you would never play at the level that Pearl plays because you would never get there.
So let me give you a few more examples here too. So Michael Phelps produced more lactic acid in his body, which caused him to swim better than any of his competitors. This was widely celebrated, and nobody contested it. Now, this is a performance-enhancing hormone. So we all have different bodies. And now I'm not saying that trans women who aren't on hormones should participate, but there are, I mean, every major medical and every major sports organization agrees that trans women who have been on hormones for between 1 and 3 years, depending on the organization, have the same competitive abilities.
The study that you're referencing had like 7 people participated.
That's misinformation, by the way. I'm referencing
not
several different studies. I'm a trans woman and a researcher.
It's getting personal. I don't want it to be
a lot
personal.
of us live in this space where we're told.
the other woman, the trans person, literally made it mad personal. She's not even trying to make it personal. She's attacking the study. She's attacking the numbers. Get at the other woman, because clearly this one in the freaking khaki sweater knows what she's talking about.
Our opinions don't count because they're not the right kind of opinions. And we're constantly shouted over and talked over, regardless of what we look like, because there's one group in society that basically takes precedence, and it's frustrating. So yeah, of course, it's frustrating because when we try to talk about it, we get shouted down, we get told to be quiet.
You did not just laugh at me. You did not just laugh. With that ugly smile, that's crazy. I'm talking and then you laugh that crazy, that little witch-like. This woman is a child, because that was unnecessary.
We get spooking down too as well. So
Okay,
there's hostility there for plenty of women.
Let's try to make this an opportunity to speak.
You're
with
literally a
each
white
other
woman from
then.
Australia. You live in a bubble and you're pissed that voices that have been silenced forever finally can be heard.
That's why they have the
Why are you
voice,
so
because they speak up.
Okay, we're having a conversation about
Why is she so angry? Why is she so angry? What is going on? We are just talking. Why are you so angry? Laughing so loud, so rudely at someone. And and you could just tell she's that kind of person. If someone did that to her, she would be so offended. Just, goodness, disgusting behavior.
transgender women participating in sports, and I wanted to allow more people to participate. Jordan, I wanted to hear from you.
So I am not a professional athlete. The closest thing I have ever done to anything athletic was I used to do competitive show choir when I was younger. And I don't feel really qualified to make carte blanche statements about whether or not trans women should compete in every kind of sport. And I understand that that is that's a hard pill to swallow. And for me, my first inclination is to approach everything through a lens of inclusivity. But at the same time, I also can't speak accurately to every kind of sport and the different things that go into it. So I really think in these instances...
Listen, you cannot include everyone. That is life. That's why the Olympics excludes the people who are not the greatest. Everyone cannot be included. This is not how life works. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Work hard so you can be a winner. It's okay. This including everyone mindset is so bad, because then if everyone wins, what are you working towards? If everyone's a winner, everyone gets a participation trophy. It's such a bad thing to do for society. And I hate that we're arguing facts. I hate that we're inserting opinions into the into something that is just factual. This is not something that should even be debated. The numbers are there. The facts are there. There's no amount of drugs, there's no amount of surgeries, there's no amount of anything that you can do that will make a man decrease to the same level as a woman to perform in sports. There's so many opinions into something that is just a fact, and facts do not care about feelings. They are just there.
These instances, the decisions are best left up to the professional governing bodies that dictate these particular sports.
I just feel like in places, as an ally, in places where there's no understanding, we can just respect and not really, like, our opinions don't fucking matter.
Eli, I saw you nodding your head over there.
Yes, the sports players' opinions matter. If they're saying the trans woman guy keeps beating them, that's why they're opposing it, because it's like the trans women in the female areas, in the female arenas, keep bodying them. Yes, your opinion doesn't matter, woman with coin shirt. Your opinion does not matter at all. The women in the sports are saying, Pearl is saying that if you bring a trans guy here, we are trying to beat them. They're still completely annihilating us. Like, it's done for us. We cannot beat these guys. Like, it's not fair. So it's, like I just said, your opinion doesn't matter. The fact is there. They are still 98% men, and a full-blown man against a full-blown woman in sports, the man is gonna win. More often than not, unless you're like that tiny woman.
Saw you nodding your head over there.
Several times. This is more than about sports. This is about free and equal participation for transgender people in social life. And the right sees this as a socially acceptable way to begin to remove trans people from different engagements in our society. So it does just start.
But then why don't you guys just create your own little trans Olympics then? Because clearly we're having a problem. Clearly it's too much work. Like, it's too much. And other countries aren't really a fan of it either because they understand the facts. Like, it's creating so much problem. If there's so many of y'all, have your own little trans sports, little trans Olympics, little trans whatever, to account for it then, because clearly people don't want to do this. Like, the people in the sports are not a fan. You know, it's just not. It's not working.
Sports or bathrooms or locker rooms, something that they find is more acceptable. And then at this point, they started to move into education, getting trans teachers fired, banning trans books. This is a route that is very effective because it's seen as more acceptable. But it's also overlooking a lot of major details. Like, I mean, do y'all know how many trans women have won national titles?
One too many.
One. Leah Thomas is the only one.
Too many.
If women's sports were actually going to end in some way, I mean, it's just not happening. Wouldn't you think there would be more trans women in sports?
The numbers are there. The numbers are there. A trans woman would be like a real woman in these sports. If she's the only, and she probably is the only one because that's the only sport that they would allow that to even happen. Like, if we had let more in, you would see that it would happen across the board. It would be a lot of trans women winning these female sports. If that was just that one sport that allowed her in, or allowed him, it's too much, that allowed him in, and if you had allowed more trans women in these other sports and seen in just like maybe like some smaller little baseball games, little softball, things like that, you would see that the trans women are winning too. It's just most people don't want to deal with this. It was just that one sport. If you put them in more, you'll see they'll win time and time again.
The majority of states do allow trans women full participation. International titles, 0. No global titles have ever been won by a trans woman.